Our second speech today, David Tanner will be talking for his second speech, and he has been a Toastmaster for 4 months. He joined Toastmasters in order to find girls and learn basket weaving. Obviously kidding. No, but to learn how to be confident in speaking. Today, David will be giving his third speech project. I guess that's the name of the speech. Toastmaster speech from the Competent Communicator Manual. The title of his 5 to 7 minute speech is, "What if the sky was falling?" Please join me in welcoming David Tanner.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, Toastmaster people, and honored guests. How many people have wondered about what's happening in the world today? I mean, on the East Coast, we have 20-foot snow drifts. On the West Coast, we got 80, 90-degree temperatures. We got floods, famines, fires all over around the world. And I just want to know what would happen if you would just take one moment to think, what if the sky was falling? And let me give you some examples. We know that Earth has had cataclysms throughout Earth's past. Okay, and we also know that we've had war and violence. We had an erosion of the way people think and compassion and love for one another. And how can we fix that? What are the things that are coming that will show mankind if he's a person or a race of people that is worthy to be here on Earth? Give me case one. Supposing, well, we know that the Earth's magnetic fields have already shifted in the past, and it's going to shift again. We also know that the magnetic field protects the Earth from solar radiation. If the magnetic field were to break or become weakened, that will harm life here on Earth and also strip away the Earth's atmosphere, just like in Mars. The last change, or the last polarity shift, lasted for about 250 years. And during that time, the strength of the magnetic field dropped to 5% of its current strength. The ESA, which is the European Space Agency, said that magnetic field is now weakening, which could precede the pole shift and leave the Earth vulnerable to solar radiation. Some researchers say that it could change in our lifetime. Case 2, earthquakes. Earthquakes are caused by rock that break and slide along a fault. And they're becoming more frequent and more stronger. Plato, who wrote about Atlantis in his time, said that it was an earthquake which caused Atlantis to sink into the ocean in one day. Edgar Cayce, which is a modern-day Nostradamus, who was born in 1877 and died in 1945. He was an American mysticist. He possessed the ability to answer questions on a wide range of subjects. He said that the Earth will go through a lot of great changes in one generation. And the changes would be earthquakes, violent storms, droughts, and weather anomalies. He said they would begin slowly in the beginning and increase in frequency over time. And during this upheaval, the Earth's poles will also shift, causing the polar caps to begin melting and then have the ocean levels rise dramatically. He said some of the tropical regions will become the new polar regions, and the polar regions will become tropical. He also said that Greater Japan will sink into the ocean. He said California and the Baja Peninsula will also sink, taking Los Angeles, Santa Barbara, and San Francisco. He also said that the earthquakes will cause new lands to rise from the Pacific and the Atlantic Oceans and off the coast of Bimini. Now, the Bimini Road was located in 1968 off the coast of North Bimini, which is in the Bahamas. And some propose that it will fulfill a prediction that Atlantis will someday be revealed to the world. The coastal areas worldwide will be taken by the sea. And he specifically said like New York, the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, and Louisiana. The last three being that they're only a few feet above sea level right now. We are experiencing storms at the present time, which are supposed to occur every 500 years. But right now, they are occurring every 10 years or less. Case 3, war, war, and more war. There have been more people killed in this century than all of the other centuries combined. And the internal wars are caused by and propped up by radical thinking, famine, hunger, and economic disparity. And some think that the solution is war, more guns, and death. Case 4, lack of humanity. The United Nations has held a meeting on anti-Semitic violence. There is a worldwide increase of hate crimes in Europe. And the German foreign minister said that a hatred of Jews was on the rise in his country. The USA has its problems. In the past 5 years, there has been an increase in racism in this country. President Obama had protesters carrying signs and effigies of him as a monkey. There is an anti-Hispanic wave, which is no compassion to the breaking up of families and harboring deep roots of hatred toward people. And last, the SAE, Sigma Alpha Epsilon. We all saw that. This is what happens when young people are poisoned by their parents' racism. Now, if we are to, in closing, if we are to survive as a human race, we must begin to stop the things that accelerate and contribute to the things which cause the earth to stress. And number 2, we should have better earthquake forecasting techniques which would save life. It's going to take money, but that's what we need to do. We have to stamp out radical thinking. And last is love, because if the sky does fall, we will need each other to survive. So,